Let me tell you something that might sting a little. Your problems are not special. They are not unique. They are common. Now, before you get defensive, hear me out. I'm not dismissing your pain. I'm not saying what you're going through right now isn't real or heavy or hard. It is. But here's the thing. If we believe that our struggles are so unique, we also believe that no one can understand us. No one can help us. No one has ever been where we are. And that keeps us stuck. It traps us. Welcome to the Infinite Carousel. My name is Promise, and here we talk about real growth, the messy, the beautiful, the imperfect kind. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So here's the thing. The very thing that you are going through has been experienced by thousands, maybe even millions of people before you. And far from being discouraging, it's actually a good thing. It's incredibly good news. It means that there is a solution. It means that there is a way through it. And it also means that you are not as stuck as you think you are. Realizing that your problems are common is one of the most powerful mindset shifts you will ever make. And this shift will help you heal faster, grow stronger, and move forward with more courage than ever before. Think about it. You lose your job, and suddenly you feel like no one has ever had to start over from scratch like you. You experience heartbreak, and then in that moment, you feel like no one has ever been crushed like this before. Or you experience financial pressure, bills stacking up. You are anxious, you can't sleep at night, and then you convince yourself that no one has ever been through what you are going through right now. And that is your mind's trick. It isolates us, and the isolation magnifies your pain. Let's talk about the illusion of uniqueness. So why do we cling so hard to the idea that our pain is special? Well, firstly, it's the ego. We want to believe that if we are suffering, then it has to be on some level that no one else could possibly comprehend. Our ego makes us the star of our own private tragedy. And secondly, it's shame. If I believe that my problem is unique, then I don't have to risk exposing it. I can just say to myself, well, nobody else could understand this because no one else has ever experienced it. And this is a shield to avoid vulnerability. Thirdly, it's the fear of judgment. Because deep down inside, we know that there are other people that have experienced what we're going through. And if we expose or share that we are going through the same struggles, then we are afraid that we're going to be compared. We're going to be asked, well, why haven't you figured it out? Everyone else does. Here's what's interesting. Psychology shows us that when we isolate our problems, we actually intensify them. The brain has this way of catastrophizing, convincing us that our pain is so big and so different that nothing could ever work. But think about heartbreak. How many songs and poems and movies exist today because there are billions of people out there who've had their hearts broken. Now, here's where the good news comes in. If your problem is common, it means that other people have faced it, other people have found ways through it, and other people have left behind wisdom, tools, and strategies for you to use. Imagine if you were the only person suffering from anxiety. In all of history, you are the first person to suffer from anxiety. That would be terrifying because it would mean there'll be no therapists, no books, no coping techniques. But because anxiety is a common thing, there are tools, there are coping techniques, there are strategies, there are therapists, and there are like entire communities that are built around managing it. Or think about financial struggles. Every generation of people have experienced debt, poverty, rebuilding from scratch. And in every generation, people have climbed out of it. People have faced it and overcome it. Now that means there are solutions. That means you don't have to carry the burden of inventing a solution. There are tried and tested paths that you can follow to get out of it. Here's another layer to this. Knowing that your problems are common means that you don't have to carry the shame, because shame thrives in secrecy. So the moment you realize that other people share your struggles, it means that shame will lose its grip on you. Okay, now let's talk about the power of a shared struggle. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you are walking into a support group for the very first time. Your heart is racing, you're anxious, and you're telling yourself, no one here will get me. No one here will know how bad it is for me. And then you sit down and the first person starts sharing their story. And then it sounds exactly like yours. Of course, the details might be different, but the emotions, the pain, and the fear is the same. And then you realize, I'm not alone. Other people are experiencing this. And in that moment, something unclenches. That's the power of a shared struggle. Because as human beings, we are wired for connection. So listening to somebody else's story gives you a sense of relief. You realize that it's not as bad as you thought it was. You realize this is just a common problem that you share with other people. Simply realizing that you're not alone changes your body chemistry. It's not just emotional, it's biological. Neuroscience shows us that when we experience empathy, we feel understood. Our brain releases a chemical that calms stress and increases trust. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt a sense of relief because someone said to you, I've been there too? Hold on to that memory, because that means the power of a shared struggle is medicine. Common solutions to common problems. Let's talk about the solutions. Heartbreak, for example. Your solutions could include self-reflection, journaling, time alone to heal, or rediscovering who you are outside of the relationship. Financial struggles. Your solutions could include creating a new plan, finding a mentor, or learning from people who've had to rebuild their finances from scratch. Self-doubt, your solutions could include going to therapy, practicing confidence-building habits, positive affirmations about yourself. Of course, the details will shift depending on your situation, but the framework is there. If you have lost your job, find stories of people who've had to rebuild and start over. If you are suffering from loss, read the stories of people who had to go through the grief and how did they get out of it. Using these common solutions to common problems is that it doesn't mean that you are weak. It means you are wise. It's wisdom, because nobody gets extra points for reinventing the wheel. In fact, you are saving yourself so much time, and you are going to heal faster and grow faster and move forward with courage. Here's what I'd like you to reflect on right now. What problem in your life feels so heavy, so unique, so isolating? Now imagine being in a room with 100 people. And statistically, half of those people have faced something similar to what you are facing. Imagine hearing these stories and feeling a sense of relief that you are not alone in your struggle. And this is the mindset shift that I want you to have. Instead of asking yourself, why me? Ask yourself, why not me? Because pain is not unique. Struggles are not unique. Struggles are universal. But growth is optional. So you don't find uniqueness in the fact that you have a problem. Your uniqueness comes from how you get through the problem, how you overcome it. That's what makes you unique. So don't feel like you are alone in your pain. Use the common solutions to your common problems. So let's bring this full circle. Your problems are common. That's not an insult, it's an invitation. It means that you are not doomed, you are not strange, and you are not cursed. There are solutions out there waiting for you to claim them. The illusion of your uniqueness will keep you stuck, and the truth of commonality is what's going to set you free. You don't have to carry the burden of your problems as if you are the only person in history to ever bear them. You're not. And that means your healing, your growth, and your comeback is not just possible, but inevitable. And that is the greatest relief of all. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope this video landed with you. I hope it was helpful and insightful. I will see you in the next video.